real candidates for 2032, they should be looking at Bawumia, okay, and then Kojo Oppong Nkrumah.
Kojo Oppong Nkrumah.
Yes.
Those are the persons you will vote for.
Yes, they should be looking in that direction.
So legal analyst Martin Pebu just recently reacted to Global Info Analytics or polls about all the contenders in the 2028 Flagbearership race at NPP form per one person now party. Now all of them, he rubbished all of them. Ken or business na Ken on your self-made a government contract. Bawumia went to me and Yejma a brain appointing as a vice president Brandy Champon or a violent professor or a slow momentum no down. But maybe besides okay. See, I know also more scoreboard no so money. It's one part now show Billy party because the party needs a leader. And then he mentioned a name. It did your boy and your Kojo Oppong Nkrumah. And people are saying, wait, when? And also Kojo Oppong Nkrumah, 2028 elections, the NPP lose facts according to him. But at 2032, Bawumia that time will be 72 years. Kojo Oppong Nkrumah, he might probably be getting to 50 something. Amongst all of them, he Kojo Oppong Nkrumah, even though on race no or not standing chance, you could see some of the two better also.
Look, Kojo Oppong would make so much noise, all right, okay, but as to whether he can walk his talk, I'm not sure. Because look, all the touting he touts himself, he's a businessman. Look, it's government contracts that make Kojo Oppong rich.
How can you just
from
say that?
Kufuor? No. Look, listen. I'm saying this government contract. Ejapon should come and show us.
We're discussing the candidate.
Yeah, so I'm telling you what they are. That Ejapon is not a self-made man.
I just want us to stick to the poll so that we'll complete.
Okay,
yes.
Don't worry. I know your questions.
Yes.
So what I'm saying is that Ejapon is not the kind of self-made man that he touts himself to be. I mean, it's government contract. You think today, if Honorable were to become president, I will also go and get contracts.
A lot.
That's it. So that's Ejapon's success. That he knew Kufuor. Kufuor gave Ejapon contracts, all right? Kufuor do the same. So Ejapon has built his life on government contract. All of us sitting here can also execute government contracts and become rich. So I don't know what Ejapon has. Every day he makes a lot of noise. So I'm saying that, look, Ejapon is not any self-made man. Forget it. Okay. He's built his career on government contracts.
You've made that point.
People, there are businessmen who have built their businesses from scratch out of government. Those are the people who celebrate, not Ejapon. Ejapon doesn't command any respect with me. Okay?
All right.
Let's go on. Yeah. A champion, Brian Champion. Ebin see that. The violent man, no way. Brian Champion is just.
So you are saying all of them are not.
No, none of them. You see, the real candidates are those who are outside here. You see, there's Bawumia, okay? It's Educhum who, at a point, I kind of thought, maybe he would be a good candidate. But I think right now, I'm very clear in my mind that, you see, the real candidates for 2032, they should be looking at Bawumia, okay? And then Kojo Oppong Nkrumah.
Kojo Oppong Nkrumah.
Yes.
Those are the persons you will vote for.
Yes, they should be looking in that direction. Bawumia possibly should choose a younger Muslim and then try to sell that person to the party. You see, the problem is that for all the things that Bawumia has said, okay, and what he ended up doing in government, he's lost credibility. Bawumia is not sellable. You see, he was, grandstanding in opposition. He read a lot of lofty speeches. He came and delivered next to nothing. So, and also because 2032, he'll be 70 years old. Please, we are not going to try a Kufuor number 2.
Right.
Enough of this, okay? So somebody not older than 63.
And you mentioned.
Hi guys. About 2 weeks ago, when I say we, I mean the Committee on Economy and Development in Parliament. We had a meeting with the Governor of the Central Bank and his deputies and all his technical directors to get first-hand access to some data on the economy. And when we finished, I made a Facebook post in which I said that the Bank of Ghana had sterilized about 60 billion Ghana cedis out of the Ghanaian economy, and that we on the minority side thought that that money will be better used if it goes to the VCTF. Since then, I've got messages from some of you asking, what the heck do I mean by that? So here's an attempt to explain it. So when the rate at which the prices of goods and services is high, that means high inflation, the Bank of Ghana sometimes comes in to try and control inflation. One of the tools that they use is what they call their sterilization toolkit or their sterilization program. Essentially what they do, if I'm to break it down, is that they mop up money from the economy under the assumption that there's too much money in the economy, and so people are outpricing themselves, and that's why prices are going high. So if you mop up the money from the economy and there's very little money in the economy, people can't outprice themselves. So that is a way of controlling inflation by trying to control the demand side. From January till now, the central bank has now admitted, when they appeared before us, that they have mopped up over 60 billion Ghana cedis from the Ghanaian economy, which they consider as excess liquidity. When that money is mopped up and packed up at the central bank, it's not available for demand. And so prices won't rise that quickly and people will not outprice themselves. It's one of the artificial ways of controlling inflation. Our argument from the minority side is that part of that money can be better mobilized into the Venture Capital Trust Fund. What is the Venture Capital Trust Fund? It's a fund that was set up by President Kufuor aimed at mobilizing resources to help young people or Ghanaians who want to do business. So that one is not a loan, it's equity. And that money is made available to the asset management companies and they invest it as equity into businesses. So you have a nice business idea, you go and see the fund management companies, you present a good proposal, and they can invest in it if there's money going into the Venture Capital Trust Fund. So our argument is that instead of sterilizing or mopping up over 60 billion cedis and packing it at the Bank of Ghana so that you are reducing money in the economy to control inflation, there should be a broader and a better strategy to channel part of that money into the Venture Capital Trust Fund, or to enable the Venture Capital Trust Fund attract part of this money that we claim is excess liquidity so that young people like you can get that money as capital to fund your business ideas. Then you don't need a loan from a bank with interest attached to it, but you can get equity investment. The stock exchange itself, total market capitalization, if my numbers are correct, is about 130 something billion. So if you sterilize 62 billion, compare it and see the percentage. We must find some innovative ways by which a bit of that money can be better attracted, maybe even into the stock market, to invest in the productive sectors of the economy so that businesses that are already functioning, they can expand, they can raise more money at zero coupon rates. It's equity money, it's patient capital. With that expansion, can create more jobs so that more of our young people will get jobs. So that's the context within which the minority made that argument after the meeting with the Bank of Ghana. And we think that it's something that the government should take a lot more seriously than the old economic approach of just sterilizing the money and packing it at the central bank to tame inflation. Eventually, when you release it, inflation will pick up again. And so that's why we made that suggestion. I hope I've explained it well enough.